The same scientists who denied the link between cigarette smoking and lung cancer are now denying the link between greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. Emissions are increasing. The last 17 of 18 years were the hottest in recorded history. There is no debate on what's causing climate change. But unlike lung cancer, climate change will affect everyone and last for centuries. If people don't come together on this issue, millions will lose their homes, families, and lives. Rising temperatures can cause an increase in extreme weather events, sea level rise, desertification, flooding, drought, and environmental damage. In effect, these things can destroy homes, make land uninhabitable, and cause resource shortages. Some regions in Africa and the Middle East are already facing these problems. Consider the droughts and food shortages in countries like Somalia, Ethiopia, and Kenya. As conditions become hotter and drier, more people will die, and many will be forced to leave their homes. According to some analyses, these areas have significant potential for violent conflict and could become breeding grounds for terrorist organizations. But the effects aren't limited to countries near the equator. In the United States, for example, Hurricane Katrina caused New Orleans' population to drop in half from 2000 to 2006. Some of the same people who left ended up having to deal with Hurricane Harvey in 2017, which tied Katrina in total cost. These hurricanes are part of an increasingly powerful trend. The island nation of Kiribati could be lost to sea level rise by 2050. Most of its land is less than 3 meters above sea level, and it's already vulnerable to storm surges. There are 3 ways the international community can deal with this situation: ignore it and let people die, procrastinate, or plan an evacuation so that people can be safely and efficiently relocated. Economists have established the latter of the 3 as the best course of action. How the international community handles this problem will set a precedent for how countries should deal with displaced people in the future. There's no legal obligation to act on climate change, but there is a moral obligation. Most people wouldn't hesitate to try and save a kid from drowning in a swimming pool, but when millions could suffer the same end, people are very hesitant. Both situations present opportunity for helping others, so why can't we act in both situations? Climate change has at least the same potential for altruism as any other world problem. The average American emits 44,000 pounds of CO2 a year, but simple things like using public transportation, consuming less animal products, and saving electricity can take this down substantially. Like voting, this takes little effort and can make a direct impact. At the same time, it can save money. Only 100 corporations account for 71% of global emissions. Regulations, taxes, and investments in clean energy can take this down to nearly zero and still be a net positive for the world economy. Most factories still rely heavily on coal and petroleum, which are very toxic to the environment and emit mass amounts of CO2. As these resources are depleted, renewable energy will become the cheaper alternative. Making an early shift to clean energy is more efficient than waiting. The shift starts at a government level. Voting is the easiest way to act on climate change. Compared to the above, activism has the greatest potential to solve climate change. If people can see climate change as an important issue, then they will elect politicians that can make policy changes. Organizations such as 350.org have become a leading force for the climate activism community. They provide a framework for people to meet on this issue and take action. Moreover, they have inspired peaceful demonstrations such as the 2014 People's Climate March. This event brought climate change to the forefront of political conversations. So while climate change may seem like an unstoppable force, it's actually a preventable and treatable problem. By being proactive, one person can make a substantial difference and improve the lives of other people.